Gonna be another cold start. And I fixed my, you'll see here. I fixed my plug. This is a Harbor Freight plug. I'm about to get, Dun 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 dun. All right. Today is Monday. Essentially a week and a day of driving this bad boy. See how she starts plugged in. Wait to start. Oh yeah. Do it again, another wait to start. I'm gonna have to check the wire to the starter. Should turn faster than that. Oh, magic every time. Magic. Now look. Today's gonna be the first day I'm gonna be running on black diesel in this truck since I parked it. Second tank's filled with black diesel, so it's gonna happen. It's gonna be nice. Get the heat going though, because it's cold this morning. All right, guys. So we're getting ready to switch over to black diesel, and here we go. I got the engine warm. I started off on regular diesel. I've been driving on. I did a short trip this morning, but now I'm ready to drive to one place and then another place. About an hour of driving, so let's drive for free. All right. Switched over to black diesel. So let's see how she does. You'll probably hear a difference in the engine in a minute. I'm gonna back this thing up. Full tank of black diesel, as you can see. Driving for free is what I need. So this weekend, I filled this tank up and I accidentally filled my Excursion all the way up. My Excursion's got a 25% diesel to 75% black diesel, which is not what I wanted to do, but it'll still be okay. I just gotta plug it in to make sure she starts up really nice. Now I'm running for free. As you can look out the back, I don't see any smoke or anything. Running pretty good. This is what it's like on dual tanks. From the mix that I made yesterday. And now I need to get more motor oil. Need to check on my fuel network. I'll just let you see how she's driving on straight black diesel. Now, if you watch my other videos, I did this on the single set tank setup. Ran pretty good too. So the only thing I don't like is it's freezing cold outside. And I wish I had a tank heater in there, but I got the viscosity pretty decent, with the gas cut in it. So, it's gonna flow. And that's why I kind of wanted the motor to be warm before I even attempted to do this. That's the best possible conditions you can do for black diesel. Now you can see we're running just fine. And then, so I'll keep going on this. And you can see just how she drives. What I suspect to happen in this is that the motors seem to run a little smoother on the black diesel. So it's going to happen where it may not shake as much, I'm guessing. We'll see. It's still cold out. So I'm doing, doing the best I can with it. I'll be driving a whole bunch today, so most of the day I'm going to be on black diesel. Yep, the black diesel just hit. I can feel it. Say it's very comforting to know that I'm actually driving my F-350 for free currently. You know, besides my time gathering the fuel and all that, that's been or gathering the motor oil hasn't been as big as it used to be, like, because I've kind of got that streamlined for the most part. You know, in the beginning it was rough, man. It was like an ordeal to get oil. Now it's like, all right, let's go rock it out. But when you're running tight and you run a service business and you can cut your fuel costs, you know, substantially. You know, is it absolutely free when you run on black diesel? Not really, but kind of. I mean, I'm not paying $5.50, $6 a gallon, you know, whatever they're averaging, wherever they want to overcharge you at. You know, it's more like, oh crap, I passed my turn. It's, you know, on the single tank, it's half-half, but actual savings, and I've said this in other videos, man, I'm definitely up there in savings. I'm probably past $5,000 that I've returned on my investment. Now that being said, I've had some repairs on trucks and this and that, but like the injectors on my other dually, I got a video of me doing that. I haven't got them back yet. I don't know if that was actually from the black diesel or it's just the truck had 350,000 miles on it. You know, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes when your trucks are pretty old. You're like, is it just old or did I break it? That's like always the battle. But, you know, I've got to go today easily 60, 70 miles a day, and it'll all be for free. And the one thing I'm going to do is I'm just basically keep the truck running until I get to, you know, stops that I'm actually stopping there for a while. But I got to run by Blair's and reimburse him a bunch of oil because I changed all the fluids in this truck, servicing it. And just changing the fluids in this truck, like the transmission and the gear oil, man, that was over $100, and an oil filter, that was like $130, $40. So, you know, cost of ownership of a diesel truck, for all y'all don't know, is still expensive. I mean, cheaper to own a Ford Ranger, but just not as freaking cool. Maybe smarter, but not as freaking cool. Then again, I also do a bunch of stuff, man. I'm the only type of guy you're gonna, well, not the only type, but I go from one day I'm doing IT stuff, the next day I'm doing maintenance on something, the next day I might be cutting down a tree, the next day I might be hauling a trailer. I just do a whole lot of stuff because I'm ADD and it's fun. And now that I've been doing this black diesel thing for a while, you know, it's cool. If fuel prices ever come down to where they're like $1 or $2 a gallon, which I doubt they will, it'd be even better for me because then it'd be really cheap. I could maybe afford to fill the Excursion halfway up with diesel and then the other half with the black diesel at that point instead of like $50. You know, basically that's what I've been doing. I've just been doubling my range. But let me tell you how much this black diesel stuff, man, I mean, it really pays off, especially if you run a service business. Anywhere you go, once you get past all the hurdles, definitely do it. Definitely do it. You know, plus think about this, guys. I paid $5 grand for this truck, sat in the field, fixed it all myself. You know, I don't got too much into fixing it besides some brake drums and fluid changes and, you know, all the basic stuff you go through. You know, it's a solid engine. This truck is a 1994. If I were to buy a new truck, even though it have like triple the horsepower and more torque, you know, it had the def on it, all that crap, and it's just majorly expensive to work on. This is not at all. If the engine blew up in this thing, I would just get another one out of the junkyard, pull the engine, put it in this one, and keep driving it. You know, cheaper to keep an old truck. Sure, you'll have maintenance here and there, but once you get through the hurdles of maintenance, it starts going a lot better. You know, like I had a run on the channel so far where everything broke down on me. Was I mad about it? No. You know, was it frustrating? Yeah. Especially when my wife's excursion broke down, but that was an easy fix. In my mind, I was like, it better not be fuel related. It better not be something with a fuel system. I'd be all angry, but it wasn't. So that's everything's going good with the OBS. So we're gonna keep driving, and I'll do an update at the end of the day. You know, because I'm gonna be running all day. I'm literally gonna go from y'all who aren't around here. I'm going from Chesapeake to the ocean front, then somewhere else, then from ocean front, then back home today. We got like 2 or 3 more stops, and then all week I'll be driving to the end of the ocean front at the end of the day for a job. So I'll be riding pretty much for free most of the week. So I expect to burn out this here full tank of diesel, or black diesel. That's gonna go. Now the sad news is I don't have any more black diesel left. When I accidentally filled the excursion up, I was only gonna do 50-50, but then I realized I filled it all the way up after I started driving it. I had to go get more black diesel, but it's a win-win. I mean, if the excursion, the wife's truck's filled up with just 44 gallons, I don't gotta buy fuel for that for quite a while. You know, maybe a month, because you don't go too far. You know, the biggest savings is these work trucks. All right, guys, I'm about 5-6 minutes out from my job, so we're gonna go ahead and switch this from the black diesel, which I've been riding on for like 35-40 minutes, maybe an hour. I've been in other stops. I've been on an hour on black diesel on the second tank. Let's go ahead and switch it over. All right, here we go. The magic button. Boop. Yeah, switching over the tank. So about 2-3 minutes, I should have all the black diesel out of the system and back on regular diesel. And that was my plan all along, to run it safer with dual tanks versus my single tanks. But I'm still running into my single tanks because it's me. But this is the ideal way to do it. The best way you can do it. And you can start hearing the motor, like it takes like a minute, but you can hear a difference in the motor on regular diesel versus black diesel. And when you run a service business for a living, fuel's a big thing, man. A big thing. So I'm just happy that I just rode out here for free. We ride for free all week. Very nice. Very nice.
In 2.9 miles, turn right onto Mill Dam Road.
So I'm on my next. I just knocked out that call. That was TV, remote, sync issues, blah, blah, blah.
Turn right to merge
easy stuff.
I-264
So now I'm on my way to my distributors, driving another 30 minutes. And I'm on the black diesel again. I turned that thing on right after I started the truck. Started up, switched over to the second tank as I went another 30 minutes. So I got about a half tank of regular diesel. And I started off with over a full tank of black diesel. So at the end of the day, this video, we'll see how much I have of my tank of regular diesel and then my black diesel. And then just know every
red light camera ahead.
Every quarter is probably $25 in cost on this truck, somewhere in that range, because it's about $50 seems to get it to full, which is 10 gallons, you know. So there's the math. So I'm just breaking under a full tank. It's right on the end of full. Burning up some fuel. It's nice to burn up free fuel. And it's getting cold, man. It's getting real cold. I wish I had a tank heater too. That would be perfect. I feel much better about a tank heater in my black diesel tank. I want viscosity to stay nice and good, but when you're running on Brook Street, it just makes crap work. I'm out here running calls today, making money. It's a good thing. I like what I do. Just need to do a lot of calls, break it in when I can. So now I'm heading, like I said, that distributor, and 20 more minutes and I'm getting there. I'm gonna leave the truck running though. If I'm going between calls, I don't turn the truck off, man. If I'm like just stopping in and out, no point. Because I don't feel like switching back over. I can keep running on my free fuel. Now that goes. All right, headed to my last stop. We're down to a quarter on the rear tank. We'll burn a quarter of fuel. And then I'll probably be all the way down to half by the time I get home with what I'm doing today. So I basically, $50 to roll around today is probably what it's gonna cost me, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, at the end of the day, been a long day for me. This happens when you're a contractor. The good news is I brought some good money today. I hustled it out. So I'm getting ready to switch from the black diesel back to regular diesel because I'm like 5 minutes from the house and I want to, clear it all out so it starts good in the morning. So let's see where we're at right now with the diesel after driving all day with my truck. All right, so if you look at it, we are at half tank on the black diesel. So I saved $50 a day alone. Now let's switch to the front tank. You guys ready? Here we go. Boom. And we still have about a half tank on the front tank too. It's good news. Didn't burn out much diesel. The gauge jumps around, so you'll see it. I think it should still be at a half. I didn't really burn much. Yeah, well, right under a half, whatever. So I pretty much burned that much free fuel today. He's gonna set it out. I'm on a hill, so well, maybe yeah, I see it's jumping back and forth. Yeah, it should be right under half whenever it steadies out. That's where it's at.